We just learned a lot more about the upcoming Doom the Dark Ages campaign DLC during Chapter 15 of Slayers Club Live, where it was hinted that we may be seeing a brand new weapon like a battle axe. They've also revealed additional information on what sort of teasers and updates we can expect to see in the future. The game just received another combat patch, and it was mentioned that a cosmetic pack containing the exclusive promotional Slayer skins is currently in the works. Game director Hugo Martin has confirmed that the DLC will add a very important new tool to the Slayer's arsenal that's centered around greatly expanding player mobility. It was stated that properly utilizing this equipment is essential to completing the unique traversal puzzles and secret areas that will be featured throughout the expansion. However, it was also clarified that most of these segments are still entirely optional and rely on problem-solving skills instead of gymnastic capabilities. While we don't know exactly what this tool is, it's actually possible that it could be some form of weapon, as Hugo's answer to a viewer's question during the most recent stream suggests that we may acquire something akin to a Sentinel battle axe at some point in the DLC.
Rested Leaf says, and I'm going to read exactly as they ask it. Daddy Hugo. Okay, that's how you're being addressed, okay? Daddy Hugo, can we have a battle axe in the DLC, please?
I would love it.
Yeah.
I don't... Well, you guys should stay tuned. I don't want to say too much, but... let's see what we have in store.
Hugo briefly mentioned that the DLC takes inspiration from the Metroidvania genre, as tons of new side content will become available as you progress through the campaign and acquire more resources. Some of these optional activities cannot be accessed until you've completed the narrative, which guarantees that anyone interested in tackling some of the game's more unique and challenging content will still have plenty to do even after the main storyline concludes. It was previously confirmed that the expansion offers a dedicated hub that serves a specific purpose, and my personal theory is that players will be given access to the Creedmaker's battle station and have the ability to either play levels in any order they would like outside of the final mission, or at least have the freedom to choose from multiple regions instead of just one. If this ends up being the case, then it's very likely that you'll need to collect new tools and then return to previously completed levels in order to unlock optional content that was initially inaccessible. That's just pure speculation at the moment, but going off of currently available information, I wouldn't be surprised if they took a more unique approach to the level format this time around. In Chapter 14 of Slayers Club Live, Hugo half-jokingly suggested that Doomguy's abs will make an appearance in the DLC. It's currently impossible to tell if there's any actual validity to his statement, although a cutscene where the Slayer equips his gear or a flashback sequence featuring the classic marine armor are both entirely plausible, so I thought it was worth mentioning. During the same stream, it was confirmed that they're still trying to work out a cosmetic bundle that includes all of the promotional Slayer skins like the Ranger Recolor or the highly sought-after Legionary Slayer. Senior community lead Joshua Boyle clarified that it's definitely something that would release after the DLC, since they still need to wait for exclusivity periods to end and aren't even sure if they'll be able to include every item, but it's absolutely something they're planning on doing in the future. When it comes to updates that are a bit closer to releasing, we know that the next patch will introduce a new slider that allows players to customize how forgiving the Brink of Death system is, regardless of difficulty.
We're actually going to have an update where we will allow you to... forget when that's coming a little bit here, where we'll allow you to turn back on Brink of Death. So they'll have three settings to Brink of Death. They'll be what we have now in the game is basically close to, or if not identical to what we had at Chip.
Yep.
We will give you a slider in a little bit here. We'll patch it in where you could actually return it to what it was, where it's on like hard mode, where the Brink of Death's there, but it's not quite so forgiving.
Right.
You know, which is what we have in the game now is recommended. We can give you one where it's what we would consider hard, and then we're going to give you one where you could just turn it off.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, and you'll have no Brink of Death.
It was confirmed that after Hugo completes his first full Dark Ages run, future streams will start to include live sneak peeks at major upcoming content like the Ripatorium 2.0 and even the campaign DLC. There likely won't be a very strong focus on balance changes and smaller adjustments, since the update that dropped earlier this week is supposedly one of the final gameplay-related patches they plan on releasing prior to the expansion. Not only does Doom the Dark Ages Update 2.2 include quite a few combat changes, bug fixes, and quality of life improvements, but it also introduces handheld PC optimization and official Steam Deck verification. Players on handheld PC gaming platforms like the Asus ROG Ally, Lenovo Legion Go, and Xbox ROG Ally X can expect to find useful features such as device-specific settings for advanced customization, improved inputs while the device is docked, and a unique version of the PC benchmark mode exclusive to handhelds that should help to further improve optimization. Getting into some of the more notable gameplay adjustments and bug fixes, the issue that was causing codex entry progress to track incorrectly after revisiting levels has been resolved. The shield saw will now correctly recover from staggering during a melee strike while attempting to block or parry, which helps to prevent lockout and stops the shield from briefly blocking on its own after manually releasing the input. Melee pickup should appear correctly during the secret Hell Knight Rush boat encounter that can be discovered near the chapter exit switch on the Temple of Lamorath mission. Some encounters in the Dark Ages feature groups of enemies called Maintains that will infinitely respawn until the player has defeated a high-profile demon like a morale leader, champion, or boss. Several Maintains that were added through previous updates have now been removed as a direct response to community feedback. On the Sentinel Barracks chapter, Impstalker and Hell Knight reinforcements have been removed from the Mancubus leader battle, and standard Mancubi will no longer reappear after being eliminated during the Champion Vagary boss fight. The Arachnotron and Cacodemon hybrid Maintain was taken out of the Pinky Rider morale encounter featured in the Shipwreck battle portion of the Temple of Lamorath level. The armored Arachnotron that summoned during the Revenant leader fight on Chapter 20, Resurrection, will not respawn after being slain, and the standard Arachnotron reinforcement no longer persists while battling the buffed Agadon Hunter in Chapter 22, Reckoning. Additionally, 2 active tunables were bundled in with this update, one of which reduces damage caused by certain attacks from the Cosmic Baron, Hell Knight, Komodo, and Agadon Hunter to help decrease the frequency of one-hit shield breaks on Nightmare difficulty. The other tunable change adjusted the Brink of Death system across all difficulties to be more in line with the game at launch, meaning that you'll have more opportunities to fight your way back from near-death experiences. After months of teases, the id Software Signature Series Capsule Collection is finally up for pre-order from now until Thursday, October 23rd. Wave 1 of the limited edition merch line includes the Maker t-shirt designed by Ethan Evans, the Slayer Tor hoodie designed by William Bow, the Revenant t-shirt by Nathan Elmer, and the Fodder Soldier jacket by Olympia Sweetman, all of which have an estimated shipping window of December 2025. You only have one more week to grab one of these spectacular designs before they're gone, so follow the link in the description if you're interested in checking out the first wave of apparel specifically designed by the artist behind Doom. Even more huge new details for the Doom the Dark Ages campaign DLC were recently revealed. Click on the video that's on screen now to learn more. Thank you all so much for watching today's video, I hope you enjoyed it. That's pretty much all that I have for now, though. Until next time.